Hey guys, it's your favorite shady bass player here on YouTube. So today I thought I would talk about why exactly I haven't gotten a Thunderbird yet. So as you guys know, I play these Jackson Bird basses like 95% of the time, and I was just sitting here playing with my 5-string Bird, and I realized the fret access on it. And I mean, I can reach this 21st fret like no problem, even though it's a solid block joint. Now, so as you guys know, I'm a huge Nikki Sixx fan. Maybe you guys might know that. I don't know if I ever said that before, but I do kind of prefer Nikki. Nikki Sixx is basically who started me on bass. Now, the reason why was because of the Motley Crue movie, The Dirt. And I remember in the beginning, he had the white, Epiphone or Gibson Thunderbird. I think it was a Gibson. And, I saw that, I was like, bingo, I want that. So that's pretty much how I wanted to start playing bass. So, you guys know I got my Jackson Spectra, as my first bass. It was a great bass for what it was, $300, and you got a Jackson bass with high fret access, you had, pretty much what Ibanez sound gears were or are, and you had a passive mode with the active mode. You had coil split. You had everything with that bass, and for a long time that was my go-to bass because that was the only bass I had. Then I was starting to look at Thunderbirds, and I was originally looking at the Epiphone Gothic Thunderbird. Now the Gothic Thunderbird is maybe a branch off of Nikki Sixx's Blackbird. I'm not entirely sure. And I know the Gothic Thunderbird wasn't the only Gothic instrument Epiphone ever really made. So, because I know they made Gothic Explorers, SGs, Les Pauls, EB basses maybe, all kinds of stuff. Sadly, that went off the market when I was kind of looking at them. And of course, I was kind of starting to get into Megadeth and David Ellison and all that stuff. And I saw, I was searching online. It was like a work time in school, and I was searching on my computer for Thunderbird basses and all that stuff, and BC Rich Mockingbirds, which that was another one I was kind of looking at, but they were expensive. And I came across, I think it was this one, or it might have been the Ellison 5-string. But all I knew was that is awesome, and that is a good price point. So, of course, I started to look into them. And, for $350, this is what you get. You get a high mass bridge, soap bar pickups, a 3-band EQ, the free setup from Guitar Center. You get a ding in the bottom. You get a 21 fret neck, and you get the iconic Jackson headstock, and you get binding on the neck and the headstock, and you also get block inlays. So I played a Thunderbird, a couple months before I got this thing. It was about a year before I got it, and I also just locked my detuner on my bass so it doesn't do anything, because sometimes I even find just drop tuning the The neighbors are probably hating me right now because it's like 9:45 at night. Yeah. Anyway, so back to why I prefer these basses versus your average, Epiphone or Gibson Thunderbird, or even some of the knockoff basses you find, like from Harley Benton, or kits that you can find. Now the kit from Pitbull, I'm actually looking at getting one because I actually want to build a Thunderbird to commemorate this bass, because I don't know if I'm really going to use this bass on stage very much, because, well, I don't really want to mess it up. That's kind of why I want to build a bass. After all, I kind of just need to build. I just want to try building a bass, so why not build one I like? So why do I like Kelly Birds versus Thunderbirds? Well, Kelly Birds, they're from Jackson, and Jackson has been around for a very long time. So is Epiphone and Gibson and yada yada yada. But Jackson is always like the reliable, like the they always have like that shreddy feel up at the top, and then you can get the nice chords at the back, which is really cool. Well, at the top, at the top of the neck. And that's because of the compound radius that you get on these. It starts as a 12 up here, and then it goes down to a 16 by the last fret. I mean, most of my basses, besides my Dean, have compound radius. And my Dean has a 14-inch radius, and I really like the feel of that. But Thunderbirds, I don't exactly know what they have. They might have a 12-inch. I don't think they have the fender radius, which is like 9-inch or whatever. But yeah, the compound radius really makes a difference. Another thing I like is this half of the basses. This half is very similar to an actual Thunderbird, Good. And that's the other thing. Is with me and Thunderbird type basses, is I'm really used to these. I'm really used to just planting my arm down. And since I got this thing, I quit anchoring my pinky at the bridge, and I started, hovering over it, because with my pinky on my Spectra, I had an anchor, because I almost felt like, I had no control. Then again, I was a beginner. But this one, I usually just anchor onto a pickup or something like that. Sometimes I anchor on a string, I don't know. Yeah, another thing I like about these basses is, on Thunderbirds, you typically see with the bolt-on versions that the strap button's back here. That I don't really like. My Dean has it, and it's kind of a pain in the butt because I want to put strap locks on it. So those of you who have any ideas, let me know. But with these basses, you have them right here. And that I actually like, and people will complain about the neck dive and all that stuff. Well, the thing is I'm used to neck dive. I basically started on these kind of basses. This bass is pretty much just what I really learned on. I learned this line on jacks, but that really just cuts in. But then there's also like all the Motley Crue stuff, those lines I pretty much learned on this thing, and it's just comfortable to me. And I also like that I can move the body with this horn. I usually have it sitting like, so pretty much my arm is my leg. I usually have it sitting here because it's more pulled back. But if I'm playing some certain stuff, I have my arm like in the center or even clear out to the front. Because, you know, typically bass players really have it like right here. You know, with your typical basses. But sometimes I can just... Then again, my arms are freaking huge too. So if you are a bass player who really is kind of looking at getting a Thunderbird style bass, although these are more rare, you know, Kelly birds can be pretty rare animals out in the wild. I would try to find one, honestly. And I honestly think just the headstock looks way cooler, you know, with the classic Jackson headstock and stuff, versus the big giant Thunderbird style. You know, but if you're really just wanting a bass that you can kind of make feel normal, get a Kelly bird, you know, or a mockingbird, like a BC Rich mockingbird, because they have the swooped horns, you know, from, you know, like this thing has a Kelly horn from like a Kelly guitar, or if you're like a guitar player who pretty much plays Kellys or Explorers or hell, even Mockingbirds, you can probably go ahead and get one of these and it will feel natural. I find that you can find the Ellefson versions a little bit more and the JS3 versions a little more. The JS2 version, you can't really find those much anymore. On Sweetwater you can get this version, you know, in the trans blue, and you can get the red Ellefson bass. And the Ellefson comes with EMG pickups, which is pretty cool. That's what's in my 5-string, and I really like the pickups in that thing because they can do everything. You can do everything with these pickups, but they can sound kind of muddy, you know, like you just roll the treble and mids off. You know, I guess you can get like a classic Thunderbird tone out of it. But yeah, another thing I just like about Kelly birds is the high mass bridges. I don't really typically like the 3-point Gibson style bridge that come on Gibsons. So I would recommend, if you're just looking for an easy bass to set up, but you also want a Thunderbird type bass, get one of these. Or if you're building a Thunderbird kit, get a high mass bridge or a Fender style bridge. Anything but the 3-point. You can plug the holes and you can put that in. And yeah, the other thing I like is just the Amaranth fingerboard. I think it's, you know, it feels natural to me. I actually need to clean it pretty bad. But yeah, and you know, it's a 34-inch scale. I don't know if Thunderbirds are typically 34-inch because I'm not really typically well versed with Gibson. I'm more well versed in, you know, Jackson, BC Rich, ESP, Fender, and yeah. And you know, these are really good basses for what they are. I will definitely keep this one for sure. And if you guys have noticed, my tone has changed just because I got a heart key amp. Because I've been wanting a heart key forever, and I finally got one like a month or two ago. And it's solid amp. It's the HD75. Yeah. I really only just have it like at one setting most of the time, but it has a graphic EQ. I usually just have it like a faint smiley face. Bass is down, the treble in the mid is more up. So yeah. And I don't think it's really even that noisy anyway. It kind of depends on the bass though. And of course I have my dark glass pedal, you know. Fuck. can't really get it that well with some parts you can really get up here and, you know, just but you know, like whatever. And of course this thing is set up in D standard right now. I don't know if I'm gonna bring it to E. I'm just gonna, like, when I change the strings next on, I'm at least gonna go to a lighter gauge, because I'm running 55 to 110s on here, and you know, I can still get quite some bends out of the top two strings. The bottom strings, you know, they feel normal, like I said. If you guys hear metal clanking, I'm sorry. I'm literally just using the dark glass box for my pedal, and it has hardware in it from a junk guitar I have. But another thing I would just flat out do is get some hip shots on here. The hip shot tuner I have on here right now, which is that drop tuner, it's so smooth. And yeah, so I just definitely say, if you guys prefer like Thunderbirds, that's totally cool. But get a Thunderbird if you are more of a shredder type, or you want more of a traditional feel in a way. Why I say the shredder type is because it has the extra fret. Yeah, versus 20 frets. Because at least you can kind of get the note on Orion with a 21 fret. If you do like the magic, you know, the bend behind the fret, I mean, you can get it with a 22, and it's fine. So, yeah, anyway. I just wanted to make this video talking about why I prefer Thunderbirds to Thunderbirds. So like I said, compound radius, better looks, better functionality, you know, with the horn and stuff, better choices as far as hardware goes, and better electronics in general. So just a better design, if you ask me. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. See you guys on the other side. Drink some water, don't do drugs. What am I saying? Do the right drugs. Like, you know, take your meds if you have them. Because they will keep you from going cuckoo. But yeah, drink some water, wear your seatbelt, don't be stupid, and of course, keep rocking the bass. And yeah, don't be stupid. Peace.